You guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to skip all the little like awkward, it's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you, you know what I'm saying, without a dope beat to step 2. And I apologize, kind of, sort of, not really, you know what I'm saying. Take time, okay, y'all. Log off the internet when you need to log off the internet. But other than that, I am very happy to be back filming another video for you all, sitting here chatting. Y'all already know we had to start things off talking fashion, talking style, talking a topic that I feel like I've been seeing a lot on social media, Instagram, TikTok, especially TikTok, the clog app. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of just like dive into it. This is definitely gonna be a video where I'm gonna tell you right now, please take it with a grain of salt. Like, don't get offended. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. My word is not law. We're just keying, okay? We're keying, we're having a good time, we're talking. I think it would be fun just to discuss. So hopefully you all enjoy this video. I'm going to apologize in advance for the bangles, okay? We are accessorizing today. It is part of the look. Bear with me, we're gonna be making a lot of noise. But other than that, hope you all enjoy this video. Let's get started. So as you can tell from the title of today's video, we are going to be discussing things that I find chic. And I even chuckle, okay? I even chuckle when I like think about the word chic, how everyone literally, I feel like, just discovered it yesterday. We're using it left and right, all that good stuff. Like, I think it's hilarious, but I thought it would be fun just to kind of share what I think is chic, what chic even means to me, because honestly, I do think it is something that can be interpreted a little bit differently. And I think that's the beauty of, again, fashion and style and chicness, is that it can definitely be something that's a little bit more personalized. So y'all already know I got my handy dandy cell phone right here. So I have some notes and some things that I wanted to kind of just discuss, just to make sure I kind of stay on point. So starting out, again, I will kind of run through what I like to think of when I hear the word chic, when I think of chic things, chic places, chic people. This is kind of what I think about. And I kind of think about it in 3 elements, 3 words that come to mind right out the gate. And it would be elevated, effortless, and personal. And I think personal is the biggest piece. I think, again, chic is kind of however you interpret it and what it means to you, your lifestyle, your wardrobe, how you want to feel. So personal, I think, is probably the biggest one I would mention here. But of course, as well, effortless and elevated are kind of when I am thinking about chic things, items, people, person, place, or thing. You know, chic is a noun. Chic is a noun, and that's kind of what I think. I would say these are the kind of top 3 things that come to mind for me. So I put this in no particular order, and I've got 10 different things that I wanted to talk about today that I think are extremely chic. I think are just so elevated, so effortless when I see all of these things kind of like being either worn, because they're not all clothing. Some of them are clothing, some of them are like interior design, home related. Some of them are a little bit more beauty, some are random. Okay, so again, these are very much chic as a noun, person, place, or thing. Stay with me here. So like I said, in no particular order, but starting out strong. This is probably going to ruffle some feathers, but I think that heels are extremely chic. And I'm just going to say this. I want the girls to get back to wearing heels, okay? And this is coming from someone who loves sneakers. I own not even as many as I used to, but I own a lot of pairs of sneakers. I do still buy sneakers pretty often, not the same ones that I always used to wear, but this is a reformed Jordan addict over here coming to you. I love sneakers, okay? So please don't take that out of context, but I think it's time that the girls bring the heels back, okay, baby? I think it's time the girls, you know, put a little heel on. And I know for a lot of people, we're venturing, you know, into the kitten heel a little bit more. It's not really my favorite. I've got a few in my closet. I honestly don't gravitate to them. I'm not even talking kitten heel. I am talking a heel. I think heels are so chic. Of course, I understand not everyone feels comfortable in them. Not everyone knows how to walk in them. Totally fine. But baby girl, get you a pair, get to practicing, okay? Because I just think there is something, again, so elegant and so elevated about any look, right? Like even today, I am literally wearing heels. I've got an oversized shirt and some wide leg jeans. Throw a pump on. I'm not doing much. I'm not. But I just think it looks so chic. It just looks so put together. And granted, this might be something a little bit more personal for me, hence why I said I think personal is a big aspect of talking about chic things and just chic in general, but heels. I want the girls to start wearing heels again. I want us to come back and start wearing heels. I want the girls to put the pumps on, okay? I grew up in the era of, you know, in college, going to the club in business casual, pretty much, okay? You were in your 4-inch, 5-inch heel, Baker's heels, Aldo heels, Steve Madden heels to the club. You were not taking them off and you committed to the look. Chic, I'm telling you, heels. I think heels are so chic, and I need the girls to bring them back. Now, on the note of wearing heels and just thinking even overall, the girlies should be bringing heels back. The second thing that I find really chic is dressing for the occasion. And this is just another piece of the recipe that I feel like we're missing. This is the secret sauce that I feel like we are missing a lot. I kind of blame the pandemic because of course that was a time where we were in the house, we're not going out, we're in a lot of like loungewear, cozy outfits, so we weren't really spending money on like going out clothes. And even when I say I'm going out, I'm not only talking about the club, I'm just saying like outfits you wear outside the house. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I definitely think the pandemic, you know, for sure played a part in that. And then of course from there, we were super into like cozy girl vibes, soft life, all that good stuff. And I think it's kind of bled over into how people put themselves together for occasions. And I think something that is really chic is dressing up for the occasion. Of course, if you are going to an event or you're invited somewhere that has a dress code, please do not be that person that does not follow that. The dress code applies to you as well. If you do not want to wear the dress code, kindly don't attend, okay? Just say you can't make it. You don't have to give them any reasons, but of course, if there's a dress code, dress accordingly. But I think overall, we've kind of lost this recipe of making sure that we are dressing the part for the event that we are going to. This might be a little bit more indicative to where I am in life because being in my 30s, I am around a lot of people who are getting married. There's a lot of bridal events, baby showers, celebrations of that sort, and I look around sometimes and people are just not giving looks, and not even necessarily not giving looks in the sense of it's not something I would wear or style. I just don't feel like folks are dressing up for the event that they're going to, okay? We're getting a little bit too casual. We're throwing jeans on for everything. And I'm sorry, jeans really are not meant for every single occasion. I think dressing for the occasion is very, very chic. Men, I need us to start getting our suits together. I need to start getting, you know, I want to see y'all getting the button-ups and the slacks and the trousers and the shoes that are appropriate for events. Of course, we got into this place where you can get super dressed up for a wedding and just throw on some forces and it's cute. Yeah, you know, for a beach wedding, it might work here or there, but baby, get some hard bottoms. Girlies, same thing. Like, I know we are trying to kind of like casualify everything. Yes, I just made up that word, but dress up, ladies. Let's dress up as well. Let's put the dresses back on. Let's put the skirts back on. Even if that's not necessarily something you're into, there are gorgeous two-piece sets, suits, and just items out there that you could wear that dress up any type of outfit and for the occasion. Let's get back to that. I think that is very, very chic. This whole video, now that I'm like kind of going through it, might just literally be a whole bunch of PSAs I have for the fashion community. But I do think as well, for the sake of the video and what we're talking about, honestly, that dressing for the occasion is something that is very, very chic. I feel like the folks that always put together an outfit that you're like, wow, they took the time to get dressed for this event, are the ones that look the most effortless. They're the ones that look the most elevated. And then of course, they always add that personal touch that makes sense to them as well. I've actually got quite a few things that are pretty fashion style focused, so I figured we'd kind of keep going that way, but again, in no particular order. So next thing that I wanted to mention that I find very, very chic is tailoring. I have talked about this quite a few times on my channel. If you are not new, you know I mention it all the time. Tailoring, y'all. Get your clothes tailored, okay? There is nothing more personal than having an item that looks like it was genuinely crafted for you and your body. Get your clothes tailored. Find someone to take the jeans in. Find someone to take the hem up. The items that are damaged in your closet that you swear you're gonna take to go get fixed and you never wear them because they're not, do that. Tailoring, I think, is something that everyone should be investing in. Of course, even as I say investment, it can definitely be something that gets very expensive. So do it within your means, okay? Do it within your means. If you know someone personally who knows how to sew, you know, chat with them, send them a quick little YouTube tutorial, see if they could whip up something real quick. But of course, do it within your means. And also too, I always say be smart of the things that you are spending your money on to get tailored. If it's that quick little outfit that you got for that costume theme party, you don't need to do anything extravagant, right? You know, if you're buying some of these items that are probably not the best quality from some of these fast fashion brands that you spent $8 on the top, don't go spend 4 times the amount to go get it tailored. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? But it is very important to get your items tailored because I do think that adds to that effortless look. It is very evident when you can kind of tell you put together a look that doesn't fit. It can tend to look disheveled. You are usually uncomfortable because you're pulling over here, you're tugging over here, you're pulling this down over here. You're not even enjoying yourself in the outfit, which of course, if you're not confident in the outfit as well, you don't look chic, you don't feel chic in what you're wearing. So I always think it's really important to make sure that you are tailoring your items. Candidly, I would say this is not something that I always did. Honestly, the older that I'm getting now that I'm spending my own money on my clothes, I can't go to mommy and daddy for, you know, the money for my items. I am like a little bit more aware, self-aware about making sure that I am taking care of my items, and again, making sure that they're items that I will love and reach for in my closet. So tailoring, y'all, I'm telling you, I know I said this is not in any particular order, but if I was gonna put them in an order, tailoring would be in the top 3 for sure, as like top chic things to me that I think everyone could be embracing, or just in general, if you wanna be a little bit more chic, tailoring would be a place I would tell you to start. The next thing that I find really chic, I would say actually goes really well with tailoring, and that investment into your clothes and your wardrobe, I think is going to lead into this. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about that I think is really chic is re-wearing your clothes. Okay, I am not in the business, I'm not falling for the propaganda of, oh, you buy something, you post it on the internet, people saw you in the outfit or the item and you're only gonna wear it once. Let me tell you something, okay? Unless you have expendable funds, and honestly, even some of my favorite fashion girlies and guys that I, you know, follow are re-wearing their items. So I'm not even really, you know, falling for that either, but it's 2025, all right, y'all. Eggs are $9. You are spending your hard-earned money on your clothes. Wear them. I promise you, no one else is paying that much of attention to your wardrobe. No one has a tally at home to keep score of how often you are wearing things. And if they are seeking the help that they need. You don't need to be focused on that, okay? If you are buying things that you love, right? I can't imagine buying something that I love and I really enjoyed that I only want to wear once. And if there is something that I only want to wear once, it's probably something that I didn't need to buy in the first place, right? Okay, you know what I'm saying? We're reflecting here. So if these are items in your wardrobe that yes, you wore once, and then of course it's never served you again, they probably were too trendy, they probably weren't filling a gap in your closet, it probably wasn't something that was going to grow with you, you know, long term, it doesn't fit, whatever it might be. When you do spend that time focusing on things that are chic and make you feel chic and make you feel elevated and effortless, you are going to want to wear those items again. As I said, tailoring can definitely be an investment. If I am spending $40 to get some pants tailored, I'm wearing them more than once. I promise you, I am wearing them more than once. I'm also someone who now, thankfully, am in a place where I am starting to invest in a lot of my items a lot more. So I am now curating a closet that I really love. It's becoming kind of like my own little archival museum, if you will. So I'm wearing these items. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm wearing these items over and over again. Today I have on this gorgeous Casablanca top. It was not cheap. You think that I'm only gonna just wear this, you know, 1 or 2 times and that's about it? No, absolutely not. That is not my ministry. I'm wearing my clothes again. I think that is something that is so chic. People who rewear their clothes, whether they're wearing the exact same outfit down to the exact same accessories and shoes, that's fly as well. Whether they are reinventing the wheel, whether they are like doing little DIYs with the outfit. Again, it is just another form of expression, and that's something that I think is so freaking chic. So I know I talked about dressing for the occasion and, you know, us pulling away from the super casual type of looks that we've been doing for everything, right? But on the reverse, because I've been really loving my house. I have been really enjoying my rent again in this economy, okay? Something else that I would say I find really, really chic is like elevated matching loungewear or like matching sleep sets. If you know me, okay, if you know me in real life, honestly, even if you follow me here long enough, I love a good little matching sleep set, okay? I am pretty type A. Maybe you wanna also say a weirdo. I am someone who wears a matching sleep set to bed every single night, okay? Every single night. In college, in high school, I was definitely like the big oversized t-shirt kind of girl. I played sports and all that stuff. I was in a lot of like dance groups, so you get tons of t-shirts. Then you get to college, they got a free t-shirt for everything. I had a ton of t-shirts. So for a long time, I was a t-shirt, you know, and shorts and sweats, whatever kind of girl. Graduated and I was like, all right, girl, I want to just get into my grown and sexy, you know, type of era. I want to be in my grown and sexy vibe. And there is just something about a matching like loungewear set and just like sleep set that helps you again feel so chic and elevated at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we only have to feel chic going out? You should be able to feel chic right at home. You should be able to create a chic ambiance and environment right in your home. And that's something that I definitely try to do even with the items that I'm wearing. I've been eyeing some more like satin sets and some silk sets, you know, as we're gonna be heading now into fall and winter, you know, seasons. Want to make sure I've got some really cute, luscious, just items to wear at home. It's so funny because I think as we were growing up and you used to get pajamas and things like that for like Christmas or your birthdays, and you were just like, okay, which auntie bought this for me? Which uncle? You know, why did my grandparents? You know, we just never really appreciated them. Kind of how we feel about socks as well. But anyways, you know, we didn't really appreciate them. And now that we're getting older and we're all really becoming like our own little inner homebody and enjoying our space, I just think there is something so chic, okay, about just like a nice matching lounge set and sleep set. I think it's perfect too, like if you are expecting guests, but of course you don't want to be in like full-blown jeans, you know what I'm saying, hard pants inside your house. You've got like a nice little set to wear. I'm really loving this. This one, I will say candidly, is probably like very frivolous. It's not anything you need. Granted, none of these are things you need. This one, of course, is, I'd say, something that's pretty personal to me, but I just think they are so chic. Don't even get me started when you start to get them monogrammed. Are we okay? Are we okay? Love, 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 love. Give me all the matching lounge sets, the sleep sets. So chic. Next up on my list of things that I find chic would have to be a signature scent. Okay, and hear me out on this. When I say signature scent, I'm not necessarily saying one fragrance you wear for the rest of your life, which yes, that might very well be the case, right? Like there might be a fragrance, a cologne that you gravitate to all the time, that is your signature scent, you are stuck to that. But I also just even think, even if you have your own little concoction of scents and fragrances that become signature to you, I think that is so chic. This is probably gonna sound a little bit funny, but like when I think of signature scents, like for me personally, I think about my mom. My mom has a scent that no matter like where I am, if I pick up a shirt that she was wearing, if I go into her home, or even if I go somewhere that she wasn't, there are certain scents that I can smell that I'm like, oh my God, that literally reminds me of my mom. She is a very sandalwood, deep, sexy, musky type of like scent person. She wears a lot of different fragrances, which again is kind of what I was saying. Like it doesn't have to be one fragrance. She wears a ton. That lady's fragrance collection is insane. But even when she does mix them up and like add on her body butters and all of those other things, my mom loves body care and just like fragrance in general, it's still signature to her. That's kind of what I think about when I am thinking about having a signature scent. Like I just think it is so chic that people literally can go somewhere and it's like, ooh, that smells just like whoever, right? You know, the same way we always talk about scents a lot of times can, invoke emotions and memories and feelings. I just think that is so chic. I'm working on mine. I'm working on mine. I feel like a lot of people who know me probably could guess like some of the notes that would be in my signature scent. I think I'm getting there slowly but surely. Okay, slowly but surely. I think I'm getting there, but I'm working on mine. Let me know down below. I'll be very curious. Are you a signature scent in the sense of you have like one go-to perfume, whether it's for the day, whether it's for events, nighttime, summer, seasonal, whatever it is? Are you more of like, you gravitate to the same scents and you kind of have this same little concoction that you make? I'd be curious to hear. I think scents are so fun. I know for some people they can be very, very personal, hence why I said chic. It's personal. I know sometimes some people don't really like to share, and I'm totally with that. I'm a fan of gatekeeping over here. I think we need to bring gatekeeping back a little bit. But if you're open to sharing, comment down below, let me know. Do you have a signature scent? What is it already? What are you putting together? Share with us down below. All right, the next ones are a little bit more home decor, interior design focused. But next up that I wanted to mention as things that I find really chic. Coffee tables with mad shit on it, okay? Coffee tables with a lot of things on it, and like, when I say a lot of things on it, still curated, okay? Still curated. I don't want just mess that looks like you are using it as your junk drawer exposed. That's not what I mean. I still think something that is very stylized and makes sense, again, for your personal style, your taste, your home, but that have a lot more going on. I am slowly, and I don't even know if I really want to say this, slowly moving away from like the super minimal home decor and like home design. I'm definitely moving away from like the super white and just like stark white and like blank canvas type of design. Still not a maximalist by any means. I'm not there yet. I don't know if I ever will be there. I am a Caribbean child. I'm definitely starting to be okay with like having things, having things and having things out, like a good balance of art gallery, model home. Nobody lives here, but like maybe they stop by every now and then. Like that's kind of where I'm at. And I've been doing that a lot more with my coffee table, and I love that. I really do. I love the mixture of coffee table books, you know, different knickknacks that are super authentic to you and make sense to you. I love magazines. I buy magazines all the time. Specifically, I would say fashion focused type of magazines, but love having them out. I do reference them a lot for inspo. And I even too just remember the days of people coming over to your home and like flipping through magazines and newspapers that you had. We don't really do that either, right? You know, so I just love the look of having things that, you know, I can access on my table, my guests can access as well. And again, kind of gives them a little glimpse into me and my home, which I love. I think some people do just like a whole ton of books. Some people are doing, you know, again, more so magazines, the knickknacks, just a mixture of things. But I love coffee tables with stacks, coffee tables with personality. I'm specifically saying coffee tables too, because I think it's really nice how they tend to be kind of the center of your living room, your living space, your living area. So I think it's a nice little focal point. I think it's really cool, again, that you can switch them out, change it up kind of based on what you want, based on the seasons as well. So coffee tables with stacks. So random, I know. This is why I said, stick with me, right? Stick with me. This video wasn't gonna be like super focused on just one category, but these are things that I find very chic. Staying in our home decor space, next thing that I find chic is mixing textures, furniture pieces, eras of when, you know, you grab furniture from, and when I say eras, like your contemporary, your modern versus your vintage, just the whole juxtaposition in your home and your decor, I find very chic. And again, I'm smiling with this one because I was gonna say 5 years ago, not even 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, this was not how I felt, okay? This was definitely not how I felt. I was very much like, if you have a contemporary modern home, that's what it needs to look like. If you are a little bit more mid-century modern, that's what your home needs to focus on. If you are, like, I was kind of like, everybody stay in their real house, you know what I'm saying? Stay where you are, don't really cross over. I wasn't the biggest fan of mixing newer pieces with vintage. Like, I think I just, again, my palette hadn't really evolved. My palette hadn't really elevated, hadn't really matured, you know, if you will. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I think it is really chic. And I think, again, if you're catching my drift here with chic, is just this like extension of yourself and another way to be able to express yourself. And a lot of times when I see how, you know, some folks are curating their home, it genuinely feels like that. It doesn't feel like you walked into one, you know, furniture store, home decor place, and they had a whole little floor set up of the entire little matching set, and it's like, yes, I'll take everything. I will take everything. Maybe this is the millennial in me who is, you know, having that PTSD, because that's genuinely how all of our rooms looked, right? That's genuinely how all of our parents, you know, shopped. They went to Jordan's Furniture, they went to whatever furniture store they had local to them. The whole living room set was there. We'll take the whole thing. We are decorating multiple kids' bedrooms. Yes, we are going to take the bed. We're going to take the nightstands. We're going to take the dressers that all match. I am just past it. I am just past it. I think it is so chic when you can tell someone has genuinely curated the space. They have found items that work together, or maybe don't even technically work together, but when the entire room is placed, it flows, it has feeling. Again, it evokes emotional, it feels personal, but it also looks very effortless, even though probably takes a lot of effort. Not even probably, it does, because if anybody knows decorating a home, buying furniture, finding the little finishing pieces, you feel like you're never done. So it's not quite effortless, but it ends up looking really effortless once you are done. So I love that. Again, mixing furniture pieces and textures. Like if you've ever, you know, seen pictures or like background in my home, like I love like a boucle type of, you know, headboard, but then I'll mix it with some linens, or I'll add in some wood textures with more of your kind of like cements or different materials, or different kind of like marble finishes. Just kind of mixing all of that together, I think brings a lot of life. I've been really loving to lots of like suedes and satin finishes. Of course, again, as we're going into the fall and winter seasons, you know, it really gives that super cozy and warm effect, which I love. I love that. I love the look of it. I have been really finding, again, mixing furniture pieces and textures, super chic. So the next thing that I find chic is not necessarily in any specific category, but I guess you could kind of use it for anything we talked about today thus far, and that is mood boards. I honestly like creating mood boards. I think are so chic. And I know for some people, when you think mood boards, you're just like, okay, well, isn't that just my vision board that I kind of do at the beginning of the year or quarterly or whenever you decide to do them? And it's like, not quite. Vision board really focuses on goals, right? They're kind of like your own little personal call to actions, your CTAs for the year, the goals that you're trying to achieve, and you might have them on there almost as like a visual checklist. Mood board is more so kind of like what it sounds like. It helps you evoke a mood for whatever thing you're planning or whatever you're focusing on. So for example, I know I use mood boards a lot for planning vacation outfits. I know, very type A. Sometimes people are like, you do what? You do all of that planning? Yes, I will create a mood board for that. I will create a mood board when I am getting ready to decorate a room. If I want to just like kind of see the visuals and just like the vibe that I'm going for. I will create a mood board for business ideas. I will create mood boards for any content I'm trying to create. Like, it is just a place to kind of like dump all of your ideas into, I personally usually like to use images, but I know some people, their mood boards might be a little bit more focused on words, colors, whatever you want it to be. Again, I traditionally use images. So whether they are my own personal images, things I found on Pinterest, you know, little clippings from magazines, whatever it is, I just kind of like put together different images that help me kind of like better visualize what I am trying to achieve with whatever project I'm focusing on or whatever I'm working on. But I think mood boards are just so chic. Even if you are not using it for a specific like project or a specific event in mind, I think even just having a mood board of like, this is how I want to feel this month. And again, different from a vision board, because I think vision boards are fantastic, right? And even if you're not someone who uses a vision board, you have more of a task list. I think all of those things are amazing. But I think sometimes we're very hard on ourselves and we're constantly in this space of, I need to be achieving these things. Did I hit all my goals? Was I able to check these things off? And we're not enjoying the process of it all. We're not enjoying the beauty of it all. We're not enjoying the creative aspect of it all. And there is a creative journey and a creative process to everything that we're really doing. So I think having that mood board is really just another fun way to express that. You know, if you're just like, okay, it's August, what's the vibe that I'm feeling? You know, Justin Bieber just dropped a new album and you're listening to Yukon. You know, how does that make you feel? Literally take that song, create a mood board, to evoke that. And that's just kind of, you know, visualizing and putting it down how you feel. Beyonce's your girl. You were going to Cowboy Carter and you were just so inspired from that concert. Create a mood board. Create a mood board. Who knows what it's going to do, you know, for you these next couple months. Who knows if it's going to really like influence anything, but just create the mood board, because again, it's just an opportunity to get inspired. I love mood boards. I can make an entire like separate video talking about mood boards. I am very passionate about them as well. And that's why I made sure to add them on this list of things that I find chic. All right, and last but certainly not least on the 10 things that I find chic. Again, these were in no particular order. But last thing I wanted to mention is having a hobby. Like I said, this video probably was gonna sound very propaganda-ish, you know, it sound very preachy, like I was kind of trying to put y'all onto things. I promise I wasn't, but having a hobby, I find very chic. It was a realization that I had to have even with myself, that I need to get outside and touch grass more and have a hobby. I think a lot of us think we have hobbies or do have hobbies, but we live in a world where everyone needs to be an entrepreneur. Everybody needs to be having 8,000 streams of income, and like none of them are now actually hobbies, right? Everyone wants you to monetize everything. And if it is something you genuinely want to monetize, of course, do that. But I think it is important to still just have a hobby, something you enjoy, something that brings you joy, something that's fun. Maybe it's something that's super mindless and you don't really have to think too much because you're already stressed out throughout the week, you know, with work and just all your other responsibilities. You know, there are people out there who are coloring, they're painting, they're rollerblading, you know, they're picking up like new dance styles, it's reading, whatever it is. Having a hobby. Let's get some hobbies. Let's pull away from the screens a little bit more. Don't pull away from this one. Hopefully you're still here even watching this. But having a hobby, I think, is super chic and something that is just so damn cool. It's so effortless. It's so elevated. It's so personal. It's so chic. All right, y'all, well, that is all that I have for today's video. Again, I hope this was like pretty lighthearted, like the way I honestly took this. I don't want anyone to feel any type of way. I always say this with all these kind of like videos. Yes, this is just my opinion. I just like to share here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Definitely let me know about the signature scent. I really, really do want to know about that, but let me know about anything that we shared here today. Do you feel the same way about chic? Do you think about chic the same way? What are some things that you find chic? Was there anything here today that I mentioned that you're like, oh my goodness, Nora, I think that's pretty chic as well too, and I kind of want to start incorporating that, doing that more, whatever it is, let's continue the conversation. Thanks so much, honestly, for sticking with me. I have still been pretty active on socials. I'd probably say more on Instagram and TikTok, just because, of course, with that short form, we can kind of crunch that out a little bit more, but thank you so much for sticking around. Looking forward to putting some more content out here. Probably gonna do a little bit of like a, not a Q&A, but just like a little pulse check of what we want to see and all that good stuff here on the channel. So keep an eye out for that as well. But other than that, I love you all so, so much. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.